The Honourable Speaker, sir, the Honourable Prime Minister, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Ministers and Honourable Members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise to respond to His Excellency, the President's most gracious address at the opening of the 2025 session of Parliament on Monday, 24th February. At the outset, I believe His Excellency inspired us with wisdom and clear direction from which he called us to shape our beloved nation's future. His Excellency further encourages as members of Parliament to embrace the principles of transformational leadership that will serve the nation and secure our shared destiny. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not a time to sit on the fence. The days of all political partisanship are gone, and a due day of responsible politics has come, where the interest in the future of our people is paramount. Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency the President stated in his speech that, I quote, "This Parliament is not just a chamber of debate, but a house of hope, a beacon of progress, and a symbol of the democratic spirit that binds us together as one people, one nation, with one destiny," unquote. It is to this sentiment that I wish to acknowledge the Honourable Prime Minister's vision and effort in bringing cohesion and unity to this government. Among other bold initiatives that the Honourable Prime Minister has progressed, one notable effort is advancing the democratic spirit and values through the inclusion of the G9 to participate in developing our nation and securing her destiny. Mr. Speaker, sir, the decision by G9 to support the coalition government signals an alignment to take more comprehensive approaches to key issues such as health, justice, and environmental policies. Mr. Speaker, standing today in this august House, it is an honor indeed to deliver my response as Fiji's first ever Minister for Policing. I take this opportunity to acknowledge the extraordinary work of the men and women of the Fiji Police Force, whose dedication and courage I have the responsibility to represent. The decision by the Honourable Prime Minister to establish the Ministry of Policing to develop a focused security framework and support the Fiji Police echoes a transformative phase in Fiji's law and enforcement landscape. On a personal note, Mr. Speaker, my only motivation is to serve the nation. That is something that the G9 continue to reaffirm, to make a difference and stand with the Honourable Prime Minister and the coalition government to take issues forward. Mr. Speaker, sir, when I first took office early in the year, one part of the mandate was to create a new, improved, and disciplined Fiji Police Force fit for purpose. With the ever-changing security landscape, Mr. Speaker, sir, my ministry is working closely with the Fiji Police Force to bolster security efforts and tackle crime around the country. Criminal activities continue to become increasingly sophisticated, and our response must be equally forward-thinking, incorporating new strategies and advanced technologies to counter these threats. Mr. Speaker, 2024 recorded an increase in crime by 27%. The year 2025 started with a 26% increase in overall crime for January. In response to these stats and criminal environment, the Fiji Police is elevating its operational tempo for the next 3 months by increasing footprints and visibility on the ground and developing effective operational strategies to address the current situation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Police Uplift Initiative is a commitment to modernize the Fiji Police Force and align it with the rapidly changing landscape of crime and public safety. The coalition government is committed to continuously improving the Fiji Police Force to ensure that we meet the evolving needs of society. I want to acknowledge the Honorable Pio Tikonduandua, who laid the framework and foundation upon which this uplift is now being operationalized. Pinaksa Wale Turang Minister for your foresight, dedication, and commitment. Mr. Speaker, the coalition government is committed to restoring integrity and rooting out corruption within the Fiji Police Force. The Fiji Police Force, under the leadership of Commissioner Rusiati Tunrabu, is fully committed to uplifting the whole organization and upholding the core principles of justice, integrity, and service to the people of Fiji. In a recent interview, the Commissioner of Police emphasized transparency within the Fiji Police Force and said that all police officers will be held accountable for breaching the law and face disciplinary measures. I support this call fully. Mr. Speaker, sir, the goal is to strengthen and improve community policing so that the people have confidence that they can safely live in their homes and communities. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Fiji Police Force is focusing its efforts on this commitment to public safety and security. You have my assurance as the Minister responsible for that, Honourable Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, the coalition government, through the Ministry of Policing, continues to strengthen our engagement with our regional and international partners by introducing and improving policing initiatives. Our regional engagements give us a voice, allows us to network with our counterparts and improve our capability, capacity, and regional efforts. And most importantly, Mr. Speaker, sir, it reinforces Fiji's role as the hub of the Pacific. The Pacific Policing Initiative, endorsed by the Pacific Island Chiefs of Police meeting held last year, and one of the pillars is the development of the Regional Centers of Excellence, RCE, in key policing disciplines. Fiji is one of those countries that has been identified as a center of excellence. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Fiji Police Force and the Australian Federal Police recently renewed and extended an MOU under the Sole Sole Vake Partnership. The MOU enhances and builds capacity and capability support for critical policing areas, helping them meet and counter common challenges and safeguard the region. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, the New Zealand Police, in collaboration with the Fiji Police, have been working on the development of advanced investigative interviewing capability, the expansion of general patrol dog capability, and the expansion of Fiji Detector Dog Unit in Savu, asset recovery, and the development of our senior leadership and governance capability. Mr. Speaker, as we develop new strategies to address the influx of drug-related crime, we continue to have positive discussions with our other partners, mentioning a few from China, Indonesia, and Singapore. Our partners continue to demonstrate their willingness to assist the Fiji Police Force in capability, building our support in the fight against drugs. Mr. Speaker, the recent engagement between the Honorable Prime Minister and the Israeli Foreign Affairs Minister during the Munich Security Conference in Germany resulted in Israel pledging support and assistance in our fight against drugs. This new level of cooperation will result in the donation of patrol boats to enhance our maritime surveillance and increase intelligence sharing. An important part is the review of our legislative role act. Mr. Speaker, my ministry is fully committed to reviewing the legislative arms that allow the Fiji Police Force to carry out their duties and responsibilities effectively. The Police Act, which is a priority for the force, was enacted in 1965 and designed during a time that has since passed, limiting its effectiveness and the ability of force members to utilize new technology and expand their operational outreach. A review of the Fiji Police Act will enhance the delivery of effective and efficient law and order services and help rebuild trust and confidence within the government, the Fiji Police Force, and the public. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Illicit Drugs Act is also under review, and this will strengthen and streamline the work undertaken by our police force for the effective delivery of service. On the Counter-Narcotic Bureau, CNB, Mr. Speaker, sir, the Cabinet endorsed the establishment of the Counter-Narcotics Bureau in 2024 as an independent institution that is now under my purview. The Bureau's purpose is to coordinate the government's efforts to tackle the rise in drug-related issues, including, but not limited to, law enforcement, investigations, prosecutions, intelligence gathering, and raising awareness in collaboration with key agencies. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, Cabinet approved of Fiji's counter-narcotics bill to enhance the roles and functions of the Bureau. I am pleased to report that we have completed the first draft of the counter-narcotics bill, and we will hold consultation in the coming weeks to discuss the draft bill. It has been nearly a year since the establishment of the Counter-Narcotics Bureau. Although they are still in the early stages, I appreciate the work they have accomplished so far. A call for a unified fight, Mr. Speaker. As we move forward, we remain committed to implementing a comprehensive strategy, safeguarding our borders, strengthening interagency collaboration, and ensuring that Fiji does not remain an option for transnational drug syndicates. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the support from the Commander of the Republic of Fiji Military Forces in recognizing the urgent need to address drug-related crimes in our communities and collaborative efforts for joint operations in dismantling drug operations in high-risk areas identified nationwide. Mr. Speaker, the battle against drugs is very much in the public mind. The public asks hard questions and looks to their government for solutions because this scourge does not fit with who we have been or see ourselves as becoming. The transnational crime syndicates, their local bosses, and the pushers dealing this poison in our streets have elevated their own selfish needs at the expense of everyone else. For many listening today, this is not a news headline, but the crippling reality of a personal story. As the Minister for Policing, my heart goes out to those who carry the burden for members of their families and perhaps themselves. For our nation to overcome this injury and treachery, we must remain resolute in our direction and firm in our resolve. Mr. Speaker, while our intelligence reveals that there is no local manufacturing of methamphetamine, we can confirm that we are a transshipment hub. While external criminal activities seek to exploit our maritime and air routes, it is some of our people who have chosen to selflessly profit from assisting the transshipment and then distributing this form of death on their fellow citizens. Mr. Speaker, the gravity of the situation demands plain language, clear direction, and decisive action. Since accepting this role 7 weeks ago, I've been assessing the strength, capacity, and integrity of our Fiji Police Force, undertaking numerous multilateral engagements with regional partners and taking the conversation out into our community. Mr. Speaker, sir, I can inform the members of this august House that there is a movement of goodwill among the different sectors of our communities wanting to play their part, and these include NGOs, civil society groups, business houses, the Naivalurua, and faith-based organizations. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to speak a little on the role of the Church in this fight against drugs. The Church plays a critical role, as it has historically been a cornerstone in shaping Fiji's moral and social fabric. The Church, well organized and deeply committed to love and healing, is a powerful ally in the fight against drugs. It is already weaponized and has the arsenal to fight the war of eradicating drugs in the front line. It has the necessary spiritual and practical tools to address this issue at the grassroots level. However, it is time for the Church to rise to the occasion and fully embrace this responsibility. It must not remain a passive observer, but actively engage in the fight, using its influence to not only heal, but also combat this growing threat. The Church has the moral authority and reach to make a real difference. Its commitment to loving and healing communities must now extend to the battle against drug abuse. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is no longer just a matter of government or law enforcement. It is a call for the Church to be bold and step forward as a leading force in this national cause and unite us in this fight. using its full strength to address the modern scourge of drugs that is ravaging our society. It is time for the church not just to preach, but to act. This battle demands all hands on deck for the urgent task ahead of us. Mr. Speaker, sir, like the church, the Vanua also has a pivotal role in our fight against drugs. The Vanua, as you are fully aware, intertwines with the land, the culture, and its people. It provides for a set of shared values and allows individuals to achieve a common goal benefiting through social connections and relationships. I call on our traditional leaders to come together and rally their people in our collective fight against drugs. Mr. Speaker, sir, I salute at this point and acknowledge the stance taken by the Turanga Tuinamosi, echoing his support and readiness to join the drug fight by boosting awareness in communities alongside the Fiji police. It's a true indication of his leadership, commitment, and love for his Vanua and his people by becoming a champion in this fight against drugs. Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency the President, in his opening address, stated that leadership is not about holding power, but about empowering others. And his commitment to transformational leadership being empathetic and focusing on equity. Mr. Speaker, in the previous roles I have served, I developed a reputation for lifting capacity by expecting, encouraging, and sometimes demanding that our organizations, people, stakeholders, and efforts achieve more. This core pursuit of excellence is no different here. I'm expecting the Fiji Police Force to do more. I'm expecting our faith-based community to do more. I'm expecting our schools to do more. I'm expecting our community and traditional leaders to do more. Together, we will overcome. From my experience, if I may share, Mr. Speaker, sir, a few things that I've learned in life. The first one, when the problem is big, you try and make it small. When it is small, you keep it small. Third, when there is a problem, try and find out the heartbeat, simply meaning the reason why it has happened. Last and not least, one that I've added, when there is no problem, do not create a problem. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the Honorable Bala, my friend here on the other side of the house, that side of the house, in his address, that we are a divided community. I have not encountered any concrete evidence supporting this claim in my extensive community consultation. More importantly, what data is he relying on to bring such a profound statement before this August House? Also, on that side of the House, the Honorable Chan stated to this August House that people are getting sick from the dark smoke from the incineration of the 4 tons of illicit drugs. The incineration was a critical police operation carried out according to advised standards over an extended period to ensure timely destruction with minimal impact. Furthermore, I would like to reassure the public that their safety and health is paramount and there is no cause of alarm. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, our people's safety and security are integral to our national well-being. As I stand before this August House, I'm mindful of the heavy burden that drugs, crime, and violence wield on our people. I am confident that every Fijian will heed the call to unity, strengthen our determination, and demonstrate that we are excellent custodians of our communities. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is not a time for big talk and fancy words, nor is this a time to play politics on issues that confront us now. It is a time to roll up our sleeves and together get the job done. I repeat, it is time to roll up our sleeves and get the job done. We know our mission, Mr. Speaker, and we are determined to accomplish it together. We will deliver, Mr. Speaker, we will deliver. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to close with a portion of the scripture from Luke, chapter 1, verse 37. With God, nothing will be impossible. For with God, nothing will be impossible. I support the motion by the Honorable Prime Minister, Ioane.